Hey everyone, we are Bean Bagel. We are a married couple from the Midwest in the US. I'm from Michigan. She's from Minnesota. Together we normally talk about food on our channel and we post videos 1 to 2 times a week. If you're interested in following our channel, we're glad to have you. Today, however, we are not talking about food because we are continuing our series on the Us Journal. And if you're curious why we are doing this, feel free to tune in to the previous episodes where we kind of dive into a little more as to why we decided to do this. But for the sake of time, I'm not going to talk about that right now. We're going to dive into these questions and get going on whether we're going to agree or disagree or all out fist fight or whatever we're going to do.
Yes, have a heated debate. Okay, so we are picking back up on page 12, and the first question is a true or false. It says, it's important to be friends with my mate. True or false?
That's easy. That's a true for me. The only thing that I have a hesitation on is what does the word mate mean to you? Because some people might not think that a mate is a romantic relationship. Me, however, I think that you should be friends with whoever you're having sex with or whoever you're marrying or whatever.
Okay. So I guess I would look at mate as more of like a spouse for myself. So that's how I'm looking at it. And I absolutely think true as well. So me and Greg are best friends. We have been since very early on in our relationship, and I just can't fathom like being married to somebody who was not my best friend. Like, not even just, this question is just saying it's important to be friends, like, but I think it's important that you should be like best friends.
Well, I think it's very important. I mean, because as you get older, I mean, the person needs to be your friend. I don't think you can rely on the physical you can only rely on it for so long before your body just deteriorates. And you need to know that someone's going to be there by your side. I'm also not saying that you should, like, only be friends, I guess. Like, you should have a deeper connection. Like, there should be things that bond you, whether that's spiritually, physically, hobbies, all that kind of stuff. Like, I think it needs to be deep for marriage.
Yeah, I agree. I like that, and I think that best friends, like, I don't know, there's just something about like the fun that you have, like when someone's like your best friend. So I just think that's really critical. Okay, so the next question is, if I had to choose one, I would pick lifelong love or lifelong financial security.
Again, another easy one. I would pick lifelong love. I've never been extremely wealthy in my life, so I can't speak for lifelong financial security and what that feels like. But I think it also depends on what you define lifelong financial security. That could mean I have all my needs met and that's all I need, such as a roof over my head, food on the table, bills paid, all that kind of stuff. Or you could look at it like, I need to have well above and beyond my needs met. I need to be a billionaire or something like that. But personally, I think it's more important to have lifelong love, to know that someone loves you, to know that someone's got your back, and that is way more valuable to me than money. But money's important.
Yeah, I agree. I would definitely pick lifelong love. To me, like, you could be in this relationship and have financial security and just be miserable. So I think the love part is way more important for me, and that is way more of what I would value with things that we've done with our lives too. Like, we've shown that with our decisions that we've made and like supported each other, like with things that we've wanted to do, that like we're not out there like trying to make the big bucks, but it's like we both care about things that we do for jobs and stuff, and we support the other person. So
yeah, I think it's important to have those things aligned.
mm-hmm.
You know, because some people, you know, they do pursue, you know, I need to be wealthy, meaning billionaire or whatever. And hey, kudos to you. As long as you're not screwing over people on the way to get there, you know, that's the only way I would disagree. But I think your partner needs to be on the same page with you, because otherwise you might see them as lazy, or, you know, they're not applying themselves and all that kind of stuff. And that doesn't really mesh well with marriage.
Right. Yes. All right. So the next one is a yes or no. It says, I'd be willing to sacrifice anything for someone I loved. Yes or no?
I'm going to say yes because of the willing part.
Mm-hmm.
I have the willingness to sacrifice anything for someone I love, but I have my flaws as well. So I might be willing to do it, but it doesn't mean I'll always make the right decision, because that is reality to me. But I also think it's based on what have I done in my life? You know, have I changed the job for someone that I love? Have I sacrificed a poor habit or something like that? You know what I mean? Does that make sense? So,
no, for sure.
like, I think you can answer that question by looking at your own life. What kind of a person are you? Do you have that willingness and that mindset?
Mm-hmm.
And if you do, then I think your answer would be yes. So I think I have that. I think that's up for you to answer for me.
That's true. Yeah.
But I'd say yes.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I think I agree, like, when I look at, like, our marriage and, like, would I be willing to sacrifice anything for you, you know, because I love you? And I feel like my answer would be yes. Like, I am willing to sacrifice for that, but, like, I don't necessarily think that people that do sacrifice everything for someone that they love, like, I don't always think that that's healthy depending on the relationship, because I feel like you have to be willing to do those things, but you shouldn't always be doing it for someone if they're not doing that for you. So I think, like, our answer is yes because of our relationship and the way that we've built things and done things and the way that we're best friends. But I don't think that it's necessarily should be a yes in every situation, because if someone's asking you to do something, like give up something that you love or you care about, like, do they really care about you in the same way? So I think that's where I have kind of like a caveat to it.
That kind of reminds me of, so we're Christian, and there's a verse in the Bible that says, guard your heart above all else. And that doesn't mean be selfish. It means protect your heart. You know, have people in your life that look out for your best interest as well as you would look out for theirs, essentially. You want bosses like that in your life, friends like that in your life, spouses like that in your life. And that's what that reminds me of. It's like, I need to protect my heart before I just sign up my whole life to someone.
Yeah. Sacrifice everything that you feel like is important to you, and just like, yeah, I'm in love. And, you know, it's like, like you throw yourself by the wayside. I do think there's people that have that type of personality, that's how they want to show someone that they love them. Of like, hey, I gave all this stuff up for you. Like, look at all I sacrificed for you. And then they end up disappointed because the other person, like, doesn't reciprocate in the same way. Or the other person is like, oh my gosh, like, this is too much. Like, you're just completely too much for me. And, like, either way, like, it ends badly. So, yes, guard your heart for sure. Unless you have a good hubbo. Then you can sacrifice, because he'll do the same for you. So yeah, but yeah, that's our video for today. If you guys have any thoughts about any of our comments or things that we shared, We definitely would like to hear about it in the comments, so leave a comment if there's something you really disagreed with us on. We'd be super interested to hear that too. So let us know in the comments, and we will see you in the next video. Bye!
See ya!